Greetings, tubies. It's Crow again. Welcome back to my new channel, Wandering Nomad. I decided to go ahead and go public instead of keeping it private with Back to the Basics, which that's what it's all about, going back to the basics. That's what this channel is all about, survival, the great outdoors. But I am the Wandering Nomad, and I thought that might be just a easier and suiting name for my channel. So I'm out here hiking Saunders Springs again today. It's the first of the year, 2017, and I felt like bringing it in the right way, getting out and connecting with nature first thing. So I'm out here on the hidden trail. That's what this trail is actually called, and it's a pretty little trail that runs right along the stream. And as you can see, it's pretty rocky. See, here's a sign for the flowering dogwood. That's what this little tree is. And they get rather pungent smelling in the spring or summer. I can't exactly remember. They're one of the first to bloom, so I'd say spring. But we've passed huckleberry, and we've passed white oak, and that was dogwood. So there's plenty of types of trees out here, and there are like place markers or whatever you want to call it, identifying the trees and shrubs and things out here. So it's not only a nature preserve, it's you know, a learning experience if you come out here. It's a great place to bring kids because they can learn different types of plants and flowers. There's little things, little signs posted up about the wildlife. And there's all kinds of wildlife out here. Badgers, fox, skunk, possums, raccoons, deer. You know, you name it, it's out here. Rabbits. So, a lot to learn about. I believe there's 13 or 14 main species of snakes that live out here. And then, of course, you know, all the different hybrids. Appalachia and the surrounding areas are just extremely teeming with life. I believe I read somewhere, and I don't know if this is correct or not. If it's not, go ahead and correct me in the comments. But I read somewhere that the Appalachian Mountains are the oldest mountain range in the world, that they used to be taller than the Rockies, and that over millions of years, you know, they've degraded down to what they are now. And I also have come across a few different sources that claim Appalachia has more species, living species of plants, of animals, and everything combined than any place in the world. And I would have assumed that it would have been a jungle, maybe the Amazon, and you know, it probably is. But however incorrect or correct the sources were, I really don't know because I haven't followed up on it much. But either way, it's a good indicator that there is plenty of species out here of everything. Plants, animals, trees, don't matter. Fungus. Right here is some fresh turkey tail. This is edible. It's all down this log. You can see the various different stages of it. This turkey tail here is a bit older, and it's, you know, it's turning green with moss. This stuff down here is fresh. And you've got it over here. You know, this stuff is all over this log, and this stuff here is actually still soft enough that I wouldn't try to eat it. And as you can see over here, these colors on this stuff, this is why they call it turkey tail, because in all honesty, you know, it does look like the plumage off of a turkey. So that's how this stuff got its name, turkey tail. And you can see that it just covers this log, which is, you know, an easy 75-foot log, and it's just up and down the sides of it all the way across. So again, there's food in nature. People just don't know what they're looking for. Half the trees and herbs, plants that you see, you know, are edible. or medicinal. So the more you know about nature, the better off you are. If you ever are put in a situation where you have to live without power, even if it's an urban setting, the more you know about nature and survival, you can adapt in different scenarios as well. For example, I was going to make a video on emergency heaters, but I need to gather a couple more things up real quick before I do that. But I will talk about it a little bit right now. It's just things that you learn with survival. You can take a beer can or a soda can or a tuna fish can or any kind of little tin can like that. And if you have a can opener, you can open it up, but leave the lid attached so that you can bend it sort of like a hinge, like a little door. Come on, Max. And you can set a little candle in there, like a tea light or a votive, and it will reflect the heat through that tin and bounce it back to you and radiate around that little area. And if you've got twigs or tea lights or anything of that matter, then you've got yourself a heater. The same thing. Come on, Max, jump that log, buddy. Same thing with ceramic flower pots. If you flip a ceramic flower pot upside down and you place a tea light under it or a small votive or jar candle, then you've got heat for hours. That ceramic pot will heat up and it'll radiate a couple feet around it, and heat will just stream up through the air out of the little plug hole, which will be on the top. You've got it upside down and covering your candle. And that's something that you can use in an urban setting. If the power goes out, if the furnace goes out, and you're in a blizzard, or you're in a storm, or you're just, without power for whatever reason, if you've got a candle and tea lights, or, even worst case scenario, you can take some sort of a pan, like a frying pan, or a cookie sheet, and you can build up a little pile of leaves or paper and twigs and a couple of sticks, and get you a little fire going, and then set your ceramic pot over top of that fire, and then just make sure that it has a little bit of room at the bottom to breathe. Maybe set it on top of some rocks or something so it's got a little lip there that you can continue to feed little branches into. Same thing with the pop can or soda can. You take a knife and cut you 3 lines in it, like a backwards C but squared off. Do a rectangle but leave out one of the long sides, and that'll be your hinge. So you'll open that up like a door, and a tea light will fit in there perfectly, and then you can close the door back most of the way, leave it cracked a little bit, and you'll be surprised at the heat that comes out of that thing. And again, if you don't have candles, you can wad up a little bit of paper and get it started in there, and then feed it twigs progressively until you get a little bit thicker sticks about the size of your pinky, and you get 3 or 4 of them burning in there, and just keep adding to it as it burns. So that's your little heat, emergency heat scenario with the ceramic pot or tuna can or pop can and a candle or twigs, and that's all you need, and it'll keep you alive. It's the difference between hypothermia, gangrene, even death. And once you do get that heat going, you need to keep your fingers, if they're not covered especially, you need to keep your fingers warm. You need to keep heat on your wrists and your ankles, and keep your head covered. If you keep your head covered, your hands covered, and your ankles and your wrists heated as best as you can, even if you don't feel completely warm, the point is keeping yourself from freezing to death. And those are your most vital spots to keep covered and keep heated is your head, your wrists, and your ankles. So you always keep a hat, a pair of gloves, and if you're wise, the stuff for emergency heat, maybe even a blanket, set of extra clothes, stuff like that in the back of your vehicle and somewhere in your house, because you never know when you're going to be in a wreck. Drive off the side of a ridge, maybe somebody hits you and knocks you off the road, and you go down in a ravine and it takes a minute for somebody to find you. I mean, there's so many scenarios where things can go bad. I'm not saying walk around all the time expecting bad things to happen. I'm just saying be prepared. Throw the stuff in the back of your car and forget about it. Have a good time. But if something does go wrong, then you've got emergency clothes, got emergency heat. If you're wise, you have bottles of water and maybe even some non-perishable food items, just in case. So I'll make a video at one point about the difference between everyday carry bags and bug out bags, and what you should pack in them and how you should pack them. And maybe we can have some conversation back and forth, and you guys can teach me some things, because I'm definitely no expert. So we're about to come back out at the beginning of the hidden trail and get back in the Blazer and drive back up to the front of the park and probably go for a hike on the first trail that I ever took here, and welcome in the new year. So Happy New Year's to everybody. Hope that you all have a very blessed and fulfilling year. I have a good feeling about this year, and I hope that you all do too. If you like my videos, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel and help me get things going. It's pretty hard to get your message and your videos out there until you get a bunch of subscribers. I hate to mention it at the end of all my videos, but I don't know any other way than to just ask people to please like and subscribe. If you took the time to watch this video, it'd mean the world to me to get some subscribers built up to where I could really get my message out there. So again, I appreciate each and every view and every like and every new subscription. I will answer every comment that I get on every video. If it takes me a day or two, I apologize, but I will get back to you. And like I've said in other videos, if you have any questions, comments, or ideas for other videos, I'm going to get on that. One friend of mine has asked me to make a video on roots and what they're good for, where to find them, which ones are edible, which ones are medicinal, and I do plan on making a video about that. So like I said before, I'm no expert, but I am an amateur who is obsessed with survival and everything that goes along with it. So any topic that y'all might want to hear about, hit me up in the comments and I will get on that. Happy New Year's. Till we meet again. Peace.